hand on his cell phone than to walk across the room. If he were to walk across the cafeteria to speak to his friend, he may encounter a teacher or another kid he doesn't want to talk to. When he approaches the friend, he may have to wait to speak with him so as not to interrupt a conversation. He then must establish eye contact, read nonverbal cues in the conversation, and react to body language. All of these rudimentary social skills are acquired with practice. In the past, social skills were practiced in the natural course of peer interactions. Today, it's not uncommon for kids to spend more time relating to machines than to each other, making social skills more difficult to attain. Because electronic gadgets are present in the majority of American households, they invade every aspect of our kids' lives, from the moment they wake up in the morning until they fall asleep to their favorite tunes on an iPod at night. High-tech, digitally driven machines are so much a part of our culture that kids can't escape their impact and influence on their psychological development, even if they wanted to. The pervasive impact our high-tech age has on kids creates unique challenges for their parents. The following chapters will help parents cope with and eventually overcome the challenges presented by children who belong to what I call Generation Text. Should we be worried? In the field of psychology, it is commonly accepted that a baby is born with personality traits and general behavior patterns determined by the neurobiological workings of his brain. Those neurobiological traits are rooted in the baby's family gene pool. The combination of one's biological heritage and customized brain wiring presents itself as one's temperament. Once that baby begins to interact with family members and social environments, his biologically based personality traits and behaviors are shaped to varying degrees. Some features of his personality and behavior patterns are mitigated, and others are accentuated, depending on how his parents and others respond to him. Every person throughout history has had to negotiate positive and negative experiences in the social environment. The unique challenge facing Generation Text is the ease with which these kids interact with a much more powerful and complex social environment, one with far-reaching implications. Furthermore, because their parents are often shielded from the social environment that shapes their personality and behavior, Generation Text kids often have to navigate these psychological waters on their own. Let's examine just a few of the areas in which Generation Text faces special challenges. Aggressive personality traits. An infant may be born with the biologically determined temperament of aggressiveness. If, over the years, this child repeatedly experiences negative consequences for his behavior doled out by parents employing firm limits, it is highly possible that the child's aggressive impulses will be controlled. On the other hand, if the child grows up in a family that provides positive reinforcement for aggressive behavior, he will enter adulthood with an aggressive aspect to his personality. But for Generation Text, the possibility of becoming an aggressive adult is not completely mitigated by his home environment. Exposure to violence in television shows, movies, and video games is universal. Although a child's parents might ban those violent shows and games from the family living room, kids know where to find them online, on wireless devices, and certainly outside the home as well. Impulse control. Other variables, such as impulse control, evolve developmentally. I have an immature 12-year-old patient who talks online with classmates and frequently gets into arguments because he writes before he thinks. Young children's neurological systems prevent them from having adequate impulse control. They often act before thinking. They are incapable of fathoming the potential consequences of their actions until their neurological systems are mature enough. When parents are overly indulgent, the development of impulse control can be severely impaired. If children do not experience negative consequences for impulsive acts, they will keep doing them. Of course, if parents are unaware of what their children are doing, they cannot help them develop a healthy impulse control. Social skills. In addition